Hey, what's up? This is a walkthrough or guide on the Bosch Home Professional line of washing machines. So if you want to try to make a buying decision as to which Bosch washing machine to get, I'll be walking you through some of the features that the Home Professional line of the Bosch brand has, which is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool washer. The one I have here is an 8 kg one. You can get it, of course, in the 9 kg. It's loaded with a lot of pretty good premium features that will have you wanting to buy this machine. So we're going to have a look at how it functions and the things that you can do with it. To turn it off and on, you've got this button in the center, which you use, and it's got this nice melody that plays, or this nice sound that confirms it as it turns on, which gives it that premium feel to this washer, that home professional feel to this washer. And to select your cycles, you've got a dial in the middle here, and as you go around clockwise or anti-clockwise with the dial, the lights move to show you which cycle it's at. And if you glance across to the screen here, you'll see that it's going to show you the options that it's got for those wash cycles. Like, it's going to show you the temperature, the spin speed, and how much time that wash cycle is going to take. And then if you look on your options section there, it's going to show you there's this little droplet that's showing you like the amount of soap and fabric softener that it's going to dispense into this washing machine. This one has IDOS. It's equipped with automatic dispensing of fabric softener and washing liquid, which means that you don't have to edit every time that you do a wash cycle, which is pretty good. You just come in, put in your clothes, and you select your cycle and you're off. It's pretty good. You don't have to think about all those extra things. So as I said, going around, you just take this around. It's just a nice feel to it. There's no resistance. You're just selecting your cycles and going around, which is pretty cool. And right here, if you look over here, you've got different options that will say Eco Perfect, IDOS, Speed Perfect. We'll touch on those in a minute. Before we touch on those, we're going to have a look at the wash cycles that this washer has. So for your wash cycles, you've got different options, which are variations of your temperature and your spin speed to optimize for every piece of fabric that you have. Because obviously, if you're washing woolens and cottons, they're going to have different temperature settings. And you can also just change the temperature. Say if you like washing your cottons at say 60 degrees, you can bring it up. So all these are just touch sensitive, these buttons, and you just touch it like that, which is pretty cool. That touch sensitive, there's no physical buttons which can get broken, which is a pretty good feature that Bosch has added onto this Home Professional line. And that's the way that Bosch is going from now on, which is pretty cool. You can see it with a lot of manufacturers that are just doing touch sensitive buttons. Of course, just be careful if your hands are wet, because that will tend to mess up with touch sensitivity. All right, so we've got cottons. Cottons will wash. So if I open the door here, it actually shows you how much you can use with that cycle. So with the cottons, it's going to wash a maximum of 8 kgs, and you've got automatic dosing there for that one. So washing at 40 degrees, spinning at 1200 RPM, and it's going to take 2 hours, 27 minutes. Now that'll adjust, of course, just depending on like how dirty the clothes are and how heavy the clothes you've put in there. Then you've got Easy Care, which is a 40-degree wash, 1200 RPM, and finishes in 1 hour, 35 minutes. Mixed fabrics. Delicates, which is for your delicates. It's a 30-degree wash and a 600 RPM spin speed, which is what delicates need. And woolens as well is a cold wash, 30 degrees, and a lower spin speed, which means ultimately it's a short wash time. Allergy Plus, so with Allergy Plus, it's going to be a low temperature wash, but a higher spin speed. And it also puts in a lot more washing powder or liquid. Just depends on what the settings you've put in on there. But most importantly, it puts in more water to rinse out most of those allergens that you get on your clothes, so that you don't react to them as much as when you just use a normal cycle. And additional programs, these are programs that you can add onto this washing machine that you can just look up in the user manual and add them on if you so choose to do so. Then moving on, we've got sportswear. Sportswear is for sportswear. You put your clothes in, and so with every cycle, it's going to show you the maximum load for it. And I know it says 2 kgs there, but of course you can be sensible and just put in a little bit, and that should be fine. With any front load washing machine, the maximum you can put in there, the most optimum level for wash size is like halfway up the door. If you're putting in more than that, these things need volume to wash good. So if you're putting in too much, you're overloading it. It wasn't washed better. Your clothes don't come out washed properly. And I know a lot of you are going to love this next cycle, which is a quick 15-minute wash. Super quick 15-minute wash. Everyone wants the washing to be done in 15 minutes. Of course, it will work, but just be mindful of how dirty the clothes you have are. Even if you add more washing powder or more washing liquid in that cycle, it's not going to help because they're dirty. So 30 minutes, 15 minutes is a quick cycle. So for those that just need to wash something quickly, you can choose that setting and that will do the job. Then you've got shirts and duck wash, and then you can set some wash cycles to memory. So with this, if you're always coming here and selecting a wash cycle, you can select a cycle that you normally like doing, and then you store it in the washing machine, so that every time you come, you don't have to go around here and select like the spin speed, temperature, how much soap you want in it, how much fabric softener you want in it. You can set it to say, this is what I like to wash with every day, and then you just put it onto the memory one and then press start. That's pretty cool. Saves time. Automatic, it determines how much time it needs, how much temperature, how much spin speed, depending on the weight of the clothes. It will measure itself, how much you've put in there, and then optimize for that in terms of spin speed and temperature. And when it comes to automatic, just automatic. So automatic soft is like for just a soft wash, and then automatic is more just, yeah, an automatic wash. It's a longer wash, but gets the job done. Now looking at our options here, we've got Eco Perfect and Speed Perfect. With this washing machine, it has a digital inverter, like motor, brushless motor, to say other things. And with that, it doesn't use as much energy, so you can choose whether you want it to be a quick wash, which is a Speed Perfect option. So Speed Perfect, it's going to use more water and more electricity. So if you're more for, you want to do a rushed wash, so you see how the time just changed. So have a look at the cottons here, and then look at here where it says the time, which is 2 hours 27 minutes. You go, oh gosh, that's too long. I'll put it on Speed Perfect. So Speed Perfect is going to shorten that wash time to about an hour, and it just depends with what cycle you've selected. 15 minutes, which I think a lot of people will be using this option, the Speed Perfect option, because the amount of any extra energy and water it's going to use, it's not as much as a lot of people think. So you can always go for that. But if you're not tied for time or for, you can always just go for this Eco Perfect option, which is, it's a longer wash, and it uses less water and less electricity. So with that, it's going to take a longer time, and you can see how much the time changed there. So a 2 hours 27 minute wash changed into a 3 hour 15-minute wash. So it's longer, but it's going to use less electricity and less water. I know it doesn't make sense, but somehow that's how they make it work. They make it work somehow. It's called a wash, and it will work itself out. So a lot of people, I think, are going to use that option. And when it comes to these IDOS options, so this is the automatic dosing of the softener and the washing powder. Oh, sorry, washing liquid. So washing powder cannot be used to do automatic dispensing. So only liquid, that's what you can use. So if you're used to using powder, if you get one of these, you can only use the liquid. So with IDOS, right here, this button with the little flower thingy here is for your softener, your fabric softener. So your fabric softener, you can set the level that you want every wash to dispense. So you can set it to strong, normal, or light. So that means it's putting in a lot more if it's a strong one. If it's light, it's just a light dispense, and then normal is just normal. This all depends with the type of fabric softener that you get. If it's a concentrated one, you probably want to go the light route, but if it's just a normal one, you can just go normal. But if you use it and then you see that it's not smelling as strong as you want it, you can always put it on that strong setting, and then it'll put in a little bit extra during the cycle, and then your clothes will come out extra nice and fresh. Then you've got the other one, which is the IDOS, which is the main for the washing liquid. With that, you can do the same thing. You can choose light, strong, and normal. And as with the fabric softener, you just want to make sure that you're getting the right mix. You want to make sure that you're getting, if it's a concentrated one, you want to use the light setting. If it's a normal, you just put normal. But if you think your clothes are really, really dirty and you always need a little bit extra washing detergent, you can always put that strong option. Now you can turn off either one of them, so you can either turn off the softener or the washing liquid, which if you only want to wash using powder, you can go into this section, which we will get to in a minute. But before we get to that, here it shows you the IDOS levels, which you can select and choose, and you can go up and down and select the one that you want. You can actually also set it off. So you see there where it says off, and you can set it off, and that'll be it. So it's off now. But if you want to use it, then you can turn it on. In terms of loading up the liquid or the powder, we're going to have a look at the compartment here that's responsible for all that, which is right over here. To open it, you just pull it and then you load it up. So with loading this up, you've got your fabric softener on your left here, which is maximum is 500 mils. You put it in there, don't put too much, and always get one that's just a little bit thin, nice flowing, and that way it dispenses it nicely. Then you've got your washing liquid over here on your right. The maximum you can put in there is 1.3 liters. Just be mindful that you're not putting too much and then it just overflows and it doesn't work properly. And you've got these lights here. These will show you whichever one is low. So if this one lights up, that's your liquid. If this one, washing liquid, if this one lights up, that's your fabric softener. And for those that want to still keep using that manual addition, you can use this bit. So this bit will be the one that you can use. You can put it in here, that's your washing powder or your washing liquid if you want to do it manually. But with fabric softener, you're always going to have to go this route, because anyway, with fabric softener, you always put it in the washing machine and it just stays in there, and then it dispenses it as it likes. So that is pretty cool. So with this lighting, you can actually see it from the outside here. These lights will light up if you've run out of liquid or softener, and it tells you what to do next. Another unique feature that Bosch has is it's got a reload function with these Home Professional models. So this is, if you've forgotten something that you want to put in the wash and it's already washing, you always forget that sock that you've dropped while you're taking your clothes to the washing machine, you can always put it in there even if the cycle started. To do that, you just simply pause it, and then it'll pause and you can open the door, and then you can add those clothes that you've missed out on, put them in there, and then you can just continue that cycle, and then it will be good. So that's something that you need to think about. That's going to help you in the future. Looking at the drum, we've got some nice convenient lighting in there. You can see that it's got a LED lighting in there, so you can always see what's going on, what's happening within the washing machine when you open it, which is pretty useful for if it's late at night and you don't want to be like stumbling in the dark looking for things, and you can just open this door and you can see what's in there. It's pretty useful. It's got adding that premium feel. This washing machine costs a bit of money, but it's worth that extra every cent, because not every Bosch washing machine will have this light. So it's always handy to have this light equipped in this model. In any model that you get, it's extra, that extra few bits that you pay, this makes it worth the while. And as we look in there, there's these pedals here and these little indentations in the drum, which make it for a nice wash. This is where it's very important in terms of loading up the washer. If you're putting in too much, it doesn't wash properly, but if you put it just up to halfway up the door, that is more than enough. It will be just good and it will wash properly. But if you're putting more than that, you're overloading the washer and it's not gonna wash properly. And then when you're ready to wash, you can just close it. And I love these doors that they've put on there. There's not actually a physical handle that they've put on it. With physical door handles, they're always prone to breaking, which I've seen a lot on these Bosch washers, and people are always buying new door handles, and sometimes you have to replace like the whole door because people have just damaged it too much. But I love how they've just put this nice door, big and round, and can protect you as well because it's got that extra plastic bit there that protects you from the glass inside when it gets hot. So that's pretty cool from Bosch. And we're gonna have a look also at how to save you money. Hey, I post a lot of videos on these new washers, reviewing them and doing how to fix it videos. So your washing machine might break down later on in life, and I do have a lot of videos covering how to fix those problems. So be sure to check out the other videos that I've posted. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because I'll be always posting new updates on new problems coming up with these washers and new updates on the new models that come out, which will help you on your next buying decision. So hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and that'll go a long way to help out this channel so I can keep getting washers like these to review, washers like these to fix, so that I can save you a lot of money, headaches, and time. So with these, you can save time as well by selecting a time delay option. So with time delay, you can actually set it to wash in the off-peak time. So off-peak time, you can ask your energy provider, what time does off-peak start in my area? So say if it's about 2 p.m. my time here, I ask my energy provider and they tell me that, oh, your off-peak starts at about 10 p.m. So I can select the wash cycle that I want to do. I'll say I like to do a quick 15-minute wash. All right, and then you see this finished in button, that's your time delay. So you can say, okay, start washing in 8 hours. So that in 8 hours, I just press start. So in 8 hours, it's gonna start washing then. It's not gonna start washing now, it's gonna wash during the off-peak time, and that's gonna save me heaps of money and heaps of time. And it's always gonna tell you it's got a delayed start, and that'll be pretty cool, eh? Nice. So that will save you some money and time. And as well, if you are going out, say you're going to work or you're going shopping, obviously you don't want to leave your clothes in the washing machine, otherwise they're gonna crease and just sit in there, and then you come back and some of them will start smelling. So what you want to do is you can say, I'll be back in like 8 hours or 9 hours, and then start a time delay for it to start a wash cycle in 7 hours or 8 hours, so that just as you're walking in, it's just finishing washing and you're ready to put your washing in the dryer or put it out onto the clothesline, saving yourself heaps of time and money. And if you come home late at night, you can always set it to start washing just before you wake up. And with this motors on these, they're pretty good. They really wash like silently. So kudos to Bosch for a really nice silent washing machine. Now, not all Bosch washing machines are created equal. That is why this is called a home professional, and it costs a little bit extra than your other Bosch washing machines. And this also applies to all the other washers, all the other brands that you see. Not all of them are created equal, because the thing that happens now with competition, things are getting a bit heated, and we're always wanting to get the best deal, the cheap deal. So with what manufacturers are doing now, they are catering to every budget that every person has. So Bosch used to be that brand, or Miele used to be that brand that a lot of people wouldn't be able to afford because it just costs thousands and thousands of dollars. But to cope with the competition and to be able to make everyone afford to get these, they thought, all right, we'll have the same technology on all our washing machines, but we'll make them manufactured in different places. So this one, the home professionals, they usually manufactured in Germany. So it's made in Germany, manufactured in Germany. That's it. And I've seen, to my experience, those are the ones I love because the material that's used, even for the drum, is pretty good, pretty robust. But with anything, like if you put it through a lot of damage, a lot of stress, it'll damage the drum. But with I've seen, the ones that are made in Germany are the nice, strong ones. And I'll be touching on that in another video to show you how to buy a Bosch washing machine. But if you're budget conscious and you don't mind where it's made, that's okay. Because we've got iPhones, and most of our phones, they're designed in America, made in China or wherever. So that's okay too. But I just for you to know why this has that hefty price tag to it. So this thing will set you back at least like $1,500, whereas a normal one might set you back about $500. So, I mean, this is something that you're gonna use like 3 times a week, and you're gonna have it for like 5 years or so. So I'd say it's worth punching out that extra bit to buy this. But that being said, if you have the money, you can always get this one, or if you don't, you can get the smaller one. But with all these, always get extended warranty, because that's going to help you if something goes wrong with the washing machine outside the warranty period, which is usually 2 years. You're covered for an extra 3 years, and with that, you've got 5 years warranty. I'm giving these extra bits that I'll be covering in another future video on how to properly buy washing machine. And how do you tell where it's made, because it doesn't say anywhere on the front here. It actually says it at the back, but I'll be showing that to you in an extra video. And I'll be showing you as well how to maintain these in another video, because it covers quite a bit as to how to prevent the mold that created in a washing machine, and the gunk and smell that's sometimes created in a washing machine, how to properly maintain your washing machine, keeping it fresh and clean and giving that nice premium feel, because this is where you wash the clothes that you're putting on your back. So you want to be making sure that you're taking care of it properly. I'll be posting a maintenance video for your Bosch washing machine. One more thing that I want to touch on that Bosch does really well, that I love, is they've got what's called flood protection. So with these, at the base of your washing machine, at the bottom, you won't see it through here because it's on the bottom here behind this panel. So if there's ever a leak in your washing machine, there is a flood detection device there that will trigger a warning onto your washer, and it will stop everything and start draining straight away. So with that prevents the problem of coming home and finding your whole apartment flooded. So that is something that you don't find with most manufacturers. So with Bosch, I love that across most of their price range washers, they've got the anti-flood device on the bottom of the washer, something they've done for years. So it's something that you definitely want to look into. That was going to save you a lot of headaches worrying about doing the washing when you're not home, doing the washing when you're sleeping, because it has you covered at the base of the washer and also at the tap. If it detects that the tap, something wrong with the tap or the hose, it'll just shut it off completely. Something really good. So I'm really happy with the Bosch Home Professional. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's something that if you can afford it, buy it. It will save you a lot of headaches. It will help you to do that nice washing. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.